All right, guys. Hello and welcome back. We're going to do something a little different because, I said I wanted to do something different than just continuously doing wrap ups, but I'm also not very good at doing reading vlogs. So today I'm going to do a kind of let me tell you about myself kind of thing. So it's kind of a get to know me as a booktuber or person, I guess. So we're going to do that. If you guys have any questions after watching this or any questions you want answered, just drop it in the comments and I will make either a part 2 or just answer it in the comments. We'll see. But let's get started. So, again, my name is Lily. It is spelled Lillie. It's a very commonly misspelled name. Not a lot of people spell it correctly the first time. Not often. It's also not short for Lillian. It's just Lily. And basically, I am 33 years old. My birthday is December 25th. It is not a fun birthday. So many people are like, hey, don't you get double the gifts? No, you usually get like combined gifts, usually. People are like, hey, I'm already spending a ton on this person, and even though it's your birthday, I'm just going to give you either A, a bunch of small gifts and separate them, or B, one big gift and say it's both. So it's not fun. I will say that. Let's also do real quick drink and book of the day kind of thing. I have never done that, but right now I am drinking a Pepsi because I've already had an energy drink and it is about the middle of the afternoon. So there's that. I am currently reading The Rom-Commers by Catherine Senner. I just started it, so I think I'm only on like chapter 4. Not very far. Oh yeah, I'm in the middle of chapter 4. So there's that. And then I thought too that maybe while I'm doing this, I would do a little fun project that I have. I've had this for a while and stuff, and so I figured I would try it while we talk. That way you're not just listening to me spout stuff, I'm actually doing something. So let's see. But yeah, so I am 33, born on Christmas. I have 3 older brothers. I am the youngest of them and the only girl. I am currently married to my husband so we're married for almost a year? No, over a year. Yes, over a year and a half, but we've been together for like 15 years. So we've been together for a really long time. We have 3 kids. We have 2 girls and a boy. My oldest one, her name is Sophia. She is born close to my birthday. Then our next one is Emily. She was born in September. We just recently celebrated her birthday not too long ago. And then our youngest is our son. His name is Xavier. His birthday is right before my husband's because my husband did not want to share his birthday with our son. So that's fun. We have 2 colors, Shimmer Harvest and Storm. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. This briefly tells me, but not by much. But so I have 3 kids. I am currently a stay-at-home mom. I am in the process of trying to become an at-home care nurse for my youngest son, who is autistic. He needs full-time care. We do therapies and all this other stuff. So I am in the process of trying to get certified for taking care of him and all that. So I stay at home and do that. I started BookTube roughly it would almost be 2 years. But the thing is I started and I had another channel and then I lost the access to that channel when I got a new phone and I had no access to get to the email for that channel, so I had to start a new one. So this one's still a little over a year and a half, almost 2. but I did have one previously that was like that. So there is that. This is, I have to like put it on something. I don't know. I did get a college degree. I graduated 2014 with a college degree, bachelor's in criminal justice. I really was into the idea of being a kind of criminal justice, like forensic science kind of thing. But then I had my oldest daughter roughly around that time also. So it was kind of not really in the cards. So there is that. It says I have to do this a certain way, and I'm not sure. So we're gonna all learn together slightly. Not even. I don't know if this is a good thing. I don't know. But I have always liked reading, but like I think around the time that the pandemic happened, I was really into like I have to read to like learn something and like self-help and like development and stuff, right? It was like not as much about being able to read for enjoyment. And so when I was doing that, I was really not having a good time, and I would read books and fall asleep. That was how bad it was. Normal books, I would never read and fall asleep. They would always usually keep me intrigued and interested in stuff. But when I was just reading self-help, it was so hard to, one, remember what I was reading, and two, like stay awake and stuff. So that was hard. So I think, what was it? A couple of years ago, my oldest daughter, she is like me. She likes to read. She likes to read. She likes reading and doing stuff like kind of similar to how I am in reading certain books and like going to the library and all that. She always was the one who would go with me. I'm like, I don't know where to put this, by the way. Does this look like even enough, by the way? I don't know. I think so. It says you have to like put it on the microfiber cloth, and I just used my sweatpants. But she always was the one who liked to read. And she started watching Haley Pham on YouTube talk about reading and doing reading vlogs and stuff. And after a while, I was watching her, and then we started watching, what was it, Sarah and Destiny, and then after a while too, later on, we were watching Ashlyn and Ian. I could not for the life of me remember their name. But after a while, I was like, they can like do this, and like they're having fun and they're sharing their thing of books. And I was like, yes, please. So I wanted to do that and stuff. So I decided to wait till the end of the year or the start of the new year. But then I got sick, and then I had to wait till after I got better, and then I started and stuff. So it is interesting. I gotta go get scissors real quick. All right, I went and got scissors because I can't get this open. But no, I saw that, and like I said, it made me want to try it. I was like, if they can do it, I can totally do that too. Right? So I tried with no experiencing of any at all on how to do booktube or anything. Like, I had never posted anything on YouTube before. I had YouTube for a long time, but I never posted. So I had no clue how to do that. So I did it, and then now I do it as much as I can. And would I like to make money from it, yes, but I also just like it because, again, I get to share something I like and love to do, which is reading. And we'll get to talking about my book taste back then to now as well. But like I said, I mostly do it because I like reading. Ooh, that's a pretty color. I have no clue what I'm doing, by the way, people, so do know that. I probably should have got a paper towel for this. Ooh, I don't know what I'm doing. But no, so like I said, I wouldn't mind making money from YouTube, but again, that takes time. A lot of these people who I watched or I do watch still have been doing it for years and years. And a lot of them were doing it while working full time or doing something else. So it's not one of those things where I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so easy and I'm going to make tons of money like now. No. Would I, like I said, want to sooner or later? Yes. Am I going to right now? Obviously not. Right now, I just want to share something I like, love, connect with people, all that. So now about the books I used to read, I was always big into the romance genre. I'm like, I should have put this somewhere. I did not think. I put a lot and it, I think, told you not to. Well, we learn very quickly. But no, I always was big into romance. That was always my day one genre. Um, I was big into Lori Foster, Jill Shalvis, Nora Roberts, Susan Mallory, those kinds, who I don't see anymore. Like, they still write, but like, you don't see a lot of people like talking about them writing. I got this on my hand. I hope that comes off. Maybe I should go get a towel real quick. Hold, please. Okay, I brought paper towels. So, but no, I was always big into, like I said, those authors. It was always ones that I was like into reading. And like, they're not, like I said, they still write, but I don't see anyone like read their books and talk about them. So there is that. I also did do paranormal. Is it normal that it's named that? I did paranormal, so like shapeshifters, werewolves, vampires, that kind of stuff. I was into that too. So it wasn't like I was like just romance, it was like paranormal romance, which is now called like romantasy kind of. So it was interesting. So back then, that's what I did. I had a ton of books that were Jill Shalvis and Lori Foster and Susan Mallory, and I think for paranormal it was Laura Lee. She was crazy. Loved her books though. Nowadays I'm still into romance, but now I kind of gone more into like fantasy and stuff, or romantasy. And I'm still trying to like go to different genres. Like, I started trying to get some more thrillers, some really like normal nonfiction, or not nonfiction, fiction books, right? Um, like, I got some of the popular ones that like you see everyone reading and stuff and all that. But I'm also like hesitant because it's like one of those things where it's like, I don't want to be one of the ones who I'm like, I hate this book, or I had such high expectations and it like let me down. So it's hard. It's hard. But I do, like I said, still kind of like the same genre of books. It's just a lot like different. Like, I don't read as much of Jill Shalvis or Lori Foster as much anymore. Like I said, I got Catherine Center that I'm starting to try to read more of her books. And of course, you always see people talk now about Emily Henry and Abby Jimenez. I read, I think, one of each of theirs. I might have had to wait for this because I feel like I put it on here and then now it's like drying. So I might have done this wrong. This and the fact that it's like a couple years old. So I don't know. But yeah, so I still like romance. Like I said, I read Abby Jimenez and I read Emily Henry, and like I get the hype. I just am not super like OMG with them, and I think it's because like as much as I like theirs, it just doesn't live up to what I used to read a lot and stuff. I'm gonna add some more because I think some of it dried out. Or it just is not transferring. I don't know. But yeah, so it's one of those things where I read them. I don't like absolutely love them. I don't hate them either. Like they're good. Like it's not saying that they're not. I just am not one of the ones that is on like the big like OMG kind of train. So don't come after me for that. And like I said, I have been trying to do thrillers more. I read Riley Sager's books. I had a one video where I read like 3 of his books for like a whole week. Not for that specifically. It was like how many thriller books or whatever can I read in a week and stuff. And I read 3 of his, and his was pretty good. And then I read Frida McFadden, and like I liked her books, but then like I won't lie, like I tried to read another one of her books, and it just got to the point where it was like too predictable and too like basic and kind of boring for me. So I kind of like stopped reading hers a little bit. Not saying I completely did, but like yeah. But I won't lie. So some of my favorite books are, so if you've been following me, you kind of know. So we have Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood, all-time favorite book. Love that one. That was my first Sarah J. Maas book that I read that I was like, this is what I wanted. Because I read her Throne of Glass book and I was not impressed. Like it wasn't horrible, but it was not the greatest to me at that time. And the problem too is that like with ACOTAR and stuff and Throne of Glass, like I joined at the time when so many people have already read them and posted about them, so you know 90% of like what's going on, which it's not bad to know, I guess sometimes. But then like it also does take away from it somewhat. But like I said, I wasn't like super upset when I learned all the spoilers for it. It just, like I said, I think that part takes away from me like wanting to read it. Now it's to a point where I forgot about the spoilers. So if I read them, I'm not going to really remember. Like some of it, yes, but some I've already kind of gotten to where I know like, hey, this is going to happen, and that's okay. I'm kind of trying to do this in detail, so hold on, please. Like I'm getting in some nook and crannies because again, I don't know what I'm doing fully with this. Like I said, I got this so long ago. And then I recently found it and I was like, you know what? I have an idea. I was like, let me do this video. I was like, worst thing that happens, it looks like trash and whatever. My kid will take it. She'll take any of my stuff. But no. Like I said, my favorite one of Sarah J. Maas's is Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. Love that book. All-time favorite. Divine Rivals. I think it's Rebecca Ross is the name. I won't lie, there's a couple of authors whose names are so similar to each other that I get their names and books mixed up. But I think it's Rebecca Ross, not Yaros. So. But I love that book. The Wishing Game, I think it's called, by Meg Schaefer, is another one. A lot of these two are the ones I read early on. And like, I love that. And I'm also not one of the ones who's like, I only read to learn or be like uplifted or analyze the plot and everything. I'm one of those ones where, one, if it made me sad, emotional, two, if I read it really quickly and I loved it and can't stop thinking about it, like a vibe kind of a person, like if it fit with what I wanted, then that's what I wanted. So, all right, let's see how this goes. So, this is what it looks like. It's not the best. It's okay. We're going to see how it comes off and how it looks after that. So yeah. But those are some of the books that I love so much. And I mean, there's more that I'm sure I'm going to forget, but those are the ones for now that I kind of like just think about. So it's not the best, but you know what? I'm actually not disappointed. I'm not disappointed. Like you can tell there's some parts where the paint or whatever this is didn't stick fully, and then there's some spots where like it went through to other sides, but that's not bad. This is like a little bullet journal, by the way, that it like came with the thing, but I'm not too bad about this. But yeah, I'm supposed to be able to save this paint, but I have nothing else that'll ever need this, so I'm gonna toss it. Oh, sorry. But yeah, so those are some of the books that I like. Like I said, I like to some other hobbies I like, by the way, so that way we can keep on going for a minute, is I like to do arts and crafts, kind of like this. I like to bake. Now, I'm not like a from scratch kind of baker. I like to have it where I just kind of have to put the ingredients together and put it in a pan and stuff, like bread, cupcakes, stuff like that. I don't want to do the harder from scratch stuff right now. Just not into that. I like to listen to music. I like K-pop. I like country. Some country music's good. I like some hip hop, R&B, alternative. Like I'm pretty diverse in my music. But more like older music right now because newer music is not that great to me. Let's see. I like Pokemon. I like to play. Lately too, I haven't been reading as much because I've been playing Pokemon A to Z, I think it's called. Been playing that a lot on our Switch. So I haven't been doing a lot of reading because I've been playing that a lot. And again, I'm also busy with being a mom, parenting. Oh, I'm supposed to keep that. Well, it's okay. But yeah, so I do all that. And yeah, favorite color is purple, which I don't have a lot right now of purple, but I do have it somewhat. And yeah, I don't know what else. I finished my task and now I'm like, I don't know. So again, if you guys have any other questions about me that you want to know, let me know. Maybe we'll do a part 2. Maybe I'll just answer in the thing. We'll see. But thank you for watching. Again, if you want to like and comment and subscribe, I appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time with a different video. We'll see. Bye.